Hey y'all, Tom, ND3N here, and thanks for dropping into my shack in the back room for another Ham Shack chat. This time, I will be presenting the worldwide Digi DX contest, which happens every year on the last full weekend of August. This year, it's from 1200 UTC on Saturday, August 26th to 11:59 UTC on Sunday, August 27th. 24-hour contest. Operate as much of it as you want to. I'm going to start with my top 3 reasons why you should consider this contest, then move on to an overview of the rules, and I'll be discussing the WSJT-x contest setup. Finally, we'll take a look at how to prepare and submit your log, and I'll wrap it all up with some operating tips. I've broken each of these sections into chapters, which are down in the video description. So if you need to review something, you can just click on the timestamp and our friends at YouTube will take you straight to that part of the video. As always, I encourage you to use the comment section for questions, concerns, or general remarks. I also want you to take a look at what the others are saying in the comments and add your 2 cents. And one more thing, please, if you do the contest, post your score down in the comments.
Any questions, comments, snide remarks? No? Good.
This will allow you to increase your operating skills in a controlled environment. Now, there's nothing like working a single mode for multiple hours on end to enforce and reinforce your operating skills with that mode. FT8 is no different, or FT4. This is the home page for the Worldwide Digi DX contest, and there will be a link down in the video description. The first thing that I want to show you here is the rules. You come up here to the rules, and the complete rules are listed here. Everything you want to know about the contest. In a few moments, we're going to be looking at the high points of the rules, but you are responsible for knowing the complete rules. So it would behoove you to at least scroll through this and make sure that you understand the complete rules. We're back to the home page, and I'm going to show you the second reason why contesting can be important to you and useful. And that is, it allows you to follow your progress from year to year. I'm going to come right down here under search results. I'm going to put in my call sign, click go, and you can see that I have participated in this contest on 2019, 2020, and 2021. In 2019, I operated for 4.3 hours and came up with a score of 1,280. In 2020, I operated for 17 hours, and in 2021, I operated for 17.1 hours. You can click over here under the cert, and you'll see I get a summary of where I placed amongst everybody who was participating in this contest in the single operator, low power, all band category. I came in number 2 in the 8th call area, number 55 from everybody operating in this category in North America, and 199 in the world. Going back, I can see that I've had improvement every year, and it kind of gives me a bit of a clue on what else I can do to improve. And also, they do provide a certificate for you. So I can create my certificate. It's going to download as a PDF, and there's my certificate. Suitable for framing and hanging on your wall, printing it out and putting it in a file, or just keeping it as a PDF and being able to refer back to it for future instances of this contest. The third reason is that this is an operating opportunity. Don't think of it as a contest. Think of it as a bunch of people out there worldwide who you might not get the opportunity to work on a daily basis, but they'll be there for this contest. Not really a reason as such, but I do contesting for fun. I just enjoy turning my mind off and just meaninglessly doing something repetitive. Some people call it fishing. Some people call it woodworking. I call it ham radio contesting. This is a 10,000-foot look at the contest rules. but it should provide what you need to know just to get on the air during the contest. We'll start with the contest exchange. It uses the 4-character grid square only. So you're going to send your locator like you normally do in FT8, and you're going to receive the other station's grid square. Points are scored once per band, regardless of the mode. So if you work a station on FT8, you won't get another point if you work them on FT4. However, if you change your band and work that same station, you can get another point. You get 1 point per QSO plus a bonus point for every 3,000 kilometers between the grid square centers. You get 1 multiplier for each grid field. Now, the grid square is your 4-character Maidenhead locator, and that's used for your points. The grid field is the 2-character Maidenhead locator. That gives you your multipliers. So, for example, my grid square is EM89. My grid field would be EM. Your final score is your total points, including the distance bonus points, multiplied by the number of multipliers. There are multiple entry categories. The first, and what most people will use, is the single operator. Under single operator, you can operate high power, which is anything over 100 watts. There's low power, which is 100 watts and less, and QRP, which is 5 watts or less. If you're working at 5 watts, you can claim as an entry category QRP, low power, or high power. The inverse is not true. If you're working, say, 80 watts, you cannot claim QRP. However, you could claim high power. I hope that's not too confusing. Single operators may operate all bands or just a single band. Some of you may opt to just pick a single band and work that single band, in which case you would be classified as a single band operator within the entry categories. Multi-operator entry categories start with the multi-1. That means that only one transmitter is on the air at any given time. For example, if you've got some visitors in your shack and you want to give them an opportunity to do a little contesting, you can have them operate your station under your call sign as an additional operator while only having one transmitted signal at a time or one rig at a time. The multi-1 operator is limited to high or low power. The multi-2 multi-operator category allows 2 transmitted signals on 2 different bands at any given time. This category will automatically put you in the high power classification. The multi-unlimited allows all 6 contest bands, and that's 160, 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. Again, it is high power only, with high power being up to 1500 watts. Now, I encourage you to go see the full rules on the Worldwide Digi DX Contest website. You are responsible for knowing the rules and operating your station during the contest in accordance with these rules. YouTube uses an algorithm to promote videos, and one of the main inputs to that algorithm is the number of likes. So, if you're enjoying this video and you'd like to be part of its success, please take a moment to pop that thumbs up icon and give me a like.
Thanks for your help.
You'll recognize this as my main page for WSJT-x. I am in the FT8 mode, and my pull down will show you that I have 14.074 megahertz for the 20 meter band, which is what I am on, and I have nothing before it and nothing after. Now we're going to go add the recommended frequencies. So I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to be on the frequency tab, and anywhere in here I can do this. I'm going to click on insert, which brings up my add frequency. I'm going to select FT8 and put in the frequency in megahertz. That's important.
All day long. Decimal points, high frequencies.
So that recommended frequency is 14.090 megahertz. You don't have to fill out any of the rest of this. I'm going to say OK here and close it. And you will now see that I have 14.074 and 14.090. So let's repeat that for FT4. Currently I'm in FT8. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to select the mode, I'm going to select FT4, and I'm going to go ahead and change the frequency too, just to show that we're doing something different. Again, we go up here to File, Settings. Right now, I'm just going to, actually I'm going to go way off. I'm going to go way up here, and I'm going to click out here and Insert. And I'm going to select FT4. This recommended frequency is 7.080. And again, don't have to fill any of this out. OK to close it. And you can see I now have the standard frequency and the recommended contest frequency. Now I'm going to give you a quick and dirty way to actually do your log. First thing you want to do is come up here to File, and you're going to scroll down and open log directory. Now your standard WSJT-x is right here, WSJT-x _log. We're going to change that name to old. You can change it to whatever you want. That means that as you start making your contests, it's going to go into a new log called WSJT-x _log. The other thing to keep in mind is that you're going to have a Cabrillo file.
Ugh, why is every job just paperwork?
Over here under the main contest page, they have a link to an ADI converter. Now what you can do is you just come up here and fill this stuff. You can choose your file and load your ADI file, and the ADI file will populate down here. So to get your log information, what you want to do is come over here to Logs, come here to Cabrillo log format, click that, and make sure that you've got all this information filled in. Now make sure that unless your name is Bob Smith, you put your name there. So you're going to fix up all of this stuff. You can even put in a soapbox where you can just enter in what you thought of the contest and stuff like that. Your QSOs, which comes out of your ADI files, will look like this. And they will just be a single line for each one. Please help me get the word out about this and my other videos by sharing.
Sharing is good.
With your friends, compatriots in the ham radio community, especially on social media sites that you might frequent. I really don't do social media outside of YouTube, so you'd really be helping me out there. For additional operating tips to help make your time with the FT8 mode more enjoyable and successful, please take a look at this video right here. So in case you didn't catch that, I've also added a link to it down in the video description. I certainly hope to work you in the Worldwide Digi Contest 73, and as always, I am at your service. Thanks for taking time to watch this video. I'm Tom, ND3N, and I am out.
What the devil will they screw up next?